Senator Marco Rubio making some moves in the crowded GOP field. And last night on Special Report, he calls out Donald Trump and praises Carly Fiorina on foreign policy. Watch this.
I wish all of our candidates would speak more seriously about national security. Some have done better than others. Look, Carly Fiorina is not in government. She knows more about it than he does. So if you took the time, you could learn more about it. But ultimately, the most important thing that we need from our next president is to be someone who understands the threats we face and has real solutions to those problems. So far, he hasn't met that threshold in my mind.
Joining me now, Chris Plante, syndicated radio talk show host, and Leslie Marshall, Fox News contributor and syndicated radio talk show host as well. You know, it's interesting to see, I think, a shift since the second debate where people now apparently are really interested in hearing the details that some of these candidates have. Chris, would you agree with that?
I think that's true, and I think that people are perhaps seeing signs, beginning to look at the other candidates that have been ignored for so long now, really since Donald Trump got into the race. Everybody's paying attention to the big three now. Donald Trump and Dr. Carson and Carly Fiorina. Everybody else has kind of been on the bench, and I think Marco Rubio is getting back into the game. Look, last night on Special Report with Brett Baer, Marco Rubio was brilliant. He was really on his game. I played a lot of his audio from the interview on my radio show this morning, and it looks like he's stepping up. He's trying to get some notice, and I think he is.
It's interesting because many people thought, Leslie, that he performed great after the first debate as well, and it really did nothing in the polls to help him. Now this second performance that many people again said was good seems to be working, but really Marco Rubio to a certain extent would be one of the biggest threats to Hillary Clinton, would he not?
Well, I think Rubio is somebody that would be one of the threats. And I've said that before. He's youthful, he is Hispanic, and he's moderate on some issues. I mean, this is a guy that wants to have immigration reform, wants a bipartisan plan, wants a pathway to citizenship. I think this is a man that speaks more of inclusion, and honestly, I think that he echoes the voices of Republicans that I hear and that I know in my personal and professional life. I think what we've seen here, Gretchen, is a slow but sure rise in political maturation. I think we've seen the boy become a man in a sense, and I think it's refreshing that the reality show might be over, and I think that voters are getting real about reality, and they don't want just the fanfare and entertainment that they had with Trump.
Well, I'm glad that you used the word getting real here because it is the real story. So, Chris, let me ask you this. The next debate is not till the end of next month. So how do these candidates continue to make moves, you know, and make waves?
Well, I suppose you come out and you take shots at Donald Trump, and then Donald Trump takes shots at you. That seems to be the path to media attention these days, is by taking shots at Donald Trump. He also spoke very well of Carly Fiorina yesterday. How do they do it? I think they have to do what Marco Rubio did last night, come out and go on Special Report or some other program, in the case of other candidates, and speak to the issues. You know, we really haven't been discussing the issues. And I think that, as you said, Gretchen, I think people are ready to start talking seriously and in depth about all of the very many important issues that, you know, CBS and ABC and NBC are not talking about.
All right. We will have to see how it continues to play out. We got a long way to go, but it'll be here before we know it. Leslie and Chris, thank you.
Thanks.
So